to the Tech Labs Roundtable. I am Mish, that's Jaison, which you can't see because this is the radio. Today is May 2nd.
May.
Yeah. Yesterday was May Day.
With a foot of snow almost in the plains.
Wow. Wow.
Pretty much.
Plain states are plain white. They're vanilla. We'll be talking about some things today. News that is noteworthy to say. Our topic is buying a new computer, laptop, tablet, iPhone device.
Right. It used to be that it was just computers.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, laptops and then smartphones and tablets, which we got to talk about. But anyhow, you can finish our, as we call, housekeeping.
Okay, so if you want to get a hold of us, you can email us at help@smc.io. Our website is smc.io. Of course, we're the Stone Mountain Consultants. That's where the SMC means, Stone Mountain Consultants, and the IO is a play on input-output, which is a common computer vernacular for input and output, which is much just like food. Input, and then about an hour or so later, you have output. Depends on what you have. Mexican food usually comes out faster.
Right.
So does Chinese food.
So you mentioned on our website Chinese food that's available to purchase?
No, sorry. We're there. We have our show notes where basically the articles we go over, the stuff we talk about, we put up there, and so you can go to like, and then you actually can go there and say, oh, this is what their article said. Okay, cool, excellent. So at bottom half hour, we're going to be doing call-ins, and it'll be 8, and the number is 818-739-8894. But I'll be at the bottom half of the hour. I guess we should start first with news. Where's the one I want to say? This one, probably, I guess, biggest, and I don't know, biggest. The London Guardian. Facebook loses millions of users as biggest market speak. Facebook lost millions of users per month, and the biggest markets independent data suggests as alternative social networks attract attention of those looking for a fresh online playground. As Facebook prepares to update investors on the performance of the first 3 months of the year, and analysts forecasting revenue up 36% on last year. Studies suggest that an expansion in the U.S., U.K., and other major European countries has peaked. I wish I could just do studies and make money. Apparently people can. I want to study that log. Give me money.
Right.
Anyway, so it just shows that Facebook is losing. It's not as fresh. It's not as hip anymore. It's like that bar that's been open forever, same drinks, same people. I think that's called Cheers.
And the news is a report from CNN that out of all the companies that are competing against the iPhone, Samsung probably is the number one competitor to that. As the article states, Samsung is thanking Apple in not just earnings but also sales. And actually, Apple had this actually one of its first declines in profit in a decade during the first 3 months of this year, while Samsung's net profit actually grew 42%. They sold more phones than Apple, and it's really their Galaxy class phones that's been spearheading the purchase, the sales. The Galaxy S phone is considered probably one of the best Android phones available. I think they're just coming off the S4 now.
I think it's released sometime.
Yeah, it's fast and excellent screen.
Not iPhone, so it means that you can actually do things with it. I mean, it's an Android, which means that you can program it to do pretty much anything, and the apps are easy to install. You can even get bootleg ones.
Right, because with an Android operating system or Android phone, there is no charge for the operating system, so any company can just go to Google and get the baseline Android software.
And then start tweaking it for their own uses.
Right.
And that's I think also one of the things that makes the Galaxy S is, other than they have really good hardware in it, is that the Android, they can actually tweak it so it actually runs really, 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 really fast.
Or really, really, really slow.
Yes.
But each company usually puts their spin on it. They each have their names, like, and I think HTC is called Sense.
Yeah.
There's a Motorola, I think they call theirs the Blur. But anyways, so they add their own little touch on it. The only phone that's available with the vanilla version of Android is the one directly from Google called Nexus.
Because everything starts there.
That's one way of putting it. Absolutely.
I think that's why they call it that. Or they just like Nexus. Or they liked Blade Runner. Nexus was the models of the replicants. There were the Nexus 1, 2, 3, and 4.
And this was, I just saw this on my tweet, what you call it, tweet roll, tweet list, tweet,
Cast?
That's the program I use, but AP is reporting Intel is promoting Brian Zanich from COO to CEO, who's going to succeed Paul Ortolani May 16th.
Oh. So he went from Chief Operating Officer to Chief Douchebag. Everybody hates them all. That's cool. I guess that's cool for him. And apparently they don't like what is he retiring, or is he being fired?
It's just a tweet I'm going through right now.
All the 240 characters. What are you going to do? Next news item is actually, I found this interesting. It's from CNN Money, which is video game studio pirates its own game with an ironic twist. I found this very interesting. It's actually, the game is called, actually I was thinking maybe I'll go get it. I don't know if I'll get the cracked version or the legitimate version, but it's called Game Dev Tycoon, and Dev is developer. And what it is basically kind of like you may be old, Railroad Tycoon, all the different Tycoon games where you start from the ground up, you have a certain amount of money. So what they did was they have it out. It's $8 for the game, and what you do is basically in the game you develop a game company and a game and whatnot and get it out there, which is actually kind of cool. But what they did was they released it also on Pirate Bay, which is kind of a big torrent and piracy site, with a cracked version, a special version. Now, what happened was within a day, more than 3,000 people had downloaded and played the pirated copy. But what it did was, somewhere in the middle of the game, it would pop up with a message, for a sales report, saying that, boss, it seems that, boss, it seems that many players have played our game, and they steal it from downloading a cracked version rather than buying it legally, reads one of the sales reports. If players don't buy the game like they like, we will sooner or later go bankrupt. So basically, in the game, they actually know that you got it illegally, and so, and then what would happen is slowly the players' in-game funds will dwindle, and the new games they create have a higher chance to be pirated until the virtual game development company goes bankrupt, as they say, poetic justice, which is true. I mean, you shouldn't pirate things, but it's an interesting twist on the whole piracy thing. I mean, hey, put a special version out there that either breaks or is and they can't tell the difference.
And I just saw this actually about an hour ago. The Florida Supreme Court has ruled that a warrantless police search of an arrested person's mobile phone is unconstitutional. You can start out in California. They ruled 7-2. The majority opinion said law enforcement officers rightly took the defendant's cell phone while he was being physically searched, but a warrant was required before the information, data, and the contents of the cell phone could be accessed and searched.
That's correct.
So that's certainly good news, and that's what it should be.
Yes, because your stuff is your stuff, and unless it's in the public eye, literally, I'm holding my page of has all my personal information on it out and letting people see it. They shouldn't be able to see it. So the data inside that is locked or whatever. They shouldn't have the ability. I think there was a news story, we talked about it, I think it was last year, about the lady who she was arrested, and they wanted her to give up her because she encrypted her hard drive, and they said that you have to give us the password, and she said, no, I don't. I don't know actually how that ended up. I don't think she had to give it up, but it's just interesting how the people the people that are supposed to protect us and support the law don't even know the law. I mean, the supreme law of the land is the Constitution. Plain and simple. That's how our laws are written. It's the executive branch, which is both the president, your sheriffs, all the police are supposed to administer that, basically protect everybody's rights within that. It's the judicial branch to interpret from the legislative, which is pretty much the entire Senate and House of Representatives, whole 9 yards, because they can make laws under that, and the judicial system will say that's right or wrong. Like you can make a law that says that you're not allowed to have ducks in the center of town. That is totally constitutionally correct, because that is the center of town. That's maybe a public area. They make rules and regulations that, but on your own named property, they can't tell you what to do. That's your property. That's why some states still have it. I know Virginia does not, which is kind of dumb. It's called the Castle Act, which basically, if you are home and somebody's trying to attack you, your house is your castle, and if you kill somebody, it's totally legal. Whereas some places they don't. They say, you're not allowed to do anything. You're not allowed to protect your own home, which is much like the British is now. You're not allowed to defend yourself. Actually, you get in trouble when you do. Anyway, so that's our time for a break. We'll be right back after these messages.
Okay, bagel? Check. Coffee? Oh yeah, check. Hey, did the Sox win last night? Let's see. Oh, come on. This thing is so slow. This is just ridiculous.
Tired of your computer wasting your valuable time? Then it's time to get it tamed from the Stone Mountain Consultants. They can remote right in and get it up to speed. Call them at 276-664-1476 or visit their website at smc.io. Did you know that each year 1 in 10 laptops are lost or stolen? 1 in 4 computers suffer data loss, and 7 in 10 firms with major data loss go under. Never risk your critical data files on undependable manual backups or inferior data storage solutions. Face it, data loss is a fact of life. It's not if you're going to lose your data, it's when. Protect your business with the most secure and reliable backup solution available. The single most valuable business insurance you can buy is just a click or a phone call away. Call Stone Mountain Consultants at 276-664-1476 or check out their website at smc.io. That's smc.io.
Do you enjoy our radio shows?
Help us stay on the air.
Right now, both Mish and Jaison pay for this show out of their own pockets.
If you would like to help bring our helpful shows, please consider donating or sponsoring us.
Help keep our internet broadcast running. Go on over to our website at www.smc.io and click the donate button or email us at help@smc.io to sponsor.
Again, that's www.smc.io.
And we're back here on the Tech Lunch Roundtable. I am Jaison. Misha's still sitting here sort of beside me. It is, May 2nd, and our weekly poll is up at our website, which of course is smc.io. Just going over there in the upper right-hand corner. You're going to click on weekly poll, and it's just a simple question this week. It's on the topic of this week, which is buying a computer. Just go out and answer that. You can even add your own answers if you'd like.
Keep it clean.
Sure.
We were going to put a video. We were going to play a thing, but apparently it has some unclean thingies in it, words. So we have to. I have to edit it to make it. Of course, this is internet. Who cares? Actually, I wonder if I know RBN probably would censor us or talk. No. Because they go over the air. This is on the internet. I bet we could swear up the yin yang here.
Maybe.
I don't know. I would like to find out. I'm not going to test it by
do your own show.
Yeah, do my own show.
But also on our website is all the show notes from our past shows and today's show. If you click on shows and click on today's show, Tech Lunch Roundtable, May 2nd, you'll have all the links associated with the news articles that we cover and anything that we play and so forth as far as music. So it's all out there. So if we reference something and you want to take a look into it further, just go out there. The topic, of course, is buying tech stuff, I guess you can say. But it again, primarily,
you're going to get is mostly computers and laptops and whatnot. When we started this, this is obviously a common question that we get is, what kind of computer to get, what do I watch out for, and that's exactly what we would get, what kind of computer. Nowadays, with tablets being so successful and even smartphones, you have to include those in. In fact, one article, we've mentioned this before too, the PC sales are declining. Laptop sales are more laptop sales than desktop sales, but overall PC sales have been declining compared to smartphones and tablets. But basically, the first thing you're going to want, there's still a role for computers, especially desktop computers, especially in a business. Tablets don't have the functionality that a lot of businesses need. Businesses are running specific programs, proprietary software that won't run on a tablet. But, as time goes on, there is more software that is moving over to tablets. So, but as far as a computer is concerned, your first question would be to replace your computers if you want a desktop or a laptop or a tablet, really. Tablet's really going to be for a secondary computing device. If you have a computer at home, the tablet's convenient because it's small, it's light, lasts forever on a battery, you can take it easy, but it's really just for web browsing, email. Yes, there are apps on there, Facebook and Twitter and all that, so LinkedIn has apps, So I just learned that LinkedIn, doing some stuff on it, costs money. Bump that, as they say. Because in order to do certain things, you have to say, oh, you have a regular account. Apparently I need to get a more expensive one. Jerk. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
But as far as, a laptop is going to be a little more expensive than a desktop. It usually costs about $100, $150 more than a desktop. This is because everything's miniaturized in a laptop. However, if you're looking to replace your desktop and, say, a monitor, the price usually comes out to about the same. Because, a monitor is roughly about $100, so there's your difference. Obviously the advantages of a laptop is it's portable. You can carry it around, especially if you've got wireless at the office or at home. You can take the laptop on the kitchen table. You can take it outside, on the porch. You can take it in the bedroom. Right.
Bedroom.
Living room while watching TV, which of course you can use with a tablet too. But
And a lot of tablets, I actually should put, I need to get an Android tablet and see if they have like an AirPlay thing, because it works with the Google TV. I wonder if they do. Because if you get an iPad, you can actually, if you have an Apple TV, if you have something on your, if I play a YouTube, I can watch it on my TV, but say it's bedtime. So you go, nope, on the iPad, and I carry it with me. I'm on the toilet.
surf and squat.
So that's kind of cool.
That is an advantage to something like that. To get an iPad, remember, as far as a tablet's concerned, you can't watch Flash.
Yes, you are so boned.
There are a lot of websites that still use Adobe Flash, and it's something that Apple, to this day, will not allow on their devices because Flash does use a lot of system resources from the device.
And they know that their device has no power whatsoever, so they need to not allow that.
But back to a computer, most folks are buying, when they are comparing between a desktop and a laptop, they are going towards the laptop side of the business, and that's just because they like the portability of it. They can take it on vacation. A lot of folks might have a computer from work basically, which is a laptop, so they might want another laptop for their own, or in that case, they may even want just a simple tablet. They pretty much do everything on their laptop from work. The laptops, a few of the things you're going to watch out for a laptop. As far as size, if somebody hasn't bought a laptop in a long time, prices and size and weight have gone down and down, actually.
Yes.
Even a decent, the average size of a laptop screen is 15.4 inch. They do have some odd sizes. They've got 13.3, they have 14, they have 15.4, or 17.3. And the reason for the odd sizes is the correct ratio that they get out of them.
I thought it was interesting. It's now popular now, but the 14-inch screen. I know Lenovo kind of started it. It was just 14 inches, whereas it used to be 14.4, 15.4. It was a little bit taller than now, but now it seems to be the popular thing is 14-inch screen. Found that interesting.
That's the size I like, but most folks will go with a 15.4 inch because it's a nice size. It's decent size, and especially for older folks, it's a large enough screen that they can see. Keep in mind, laptops now are like the TVs. They're landscape.
Yes.
They got 16 to 9.
Nope.
Yeah, 16 to 9 ratio instead of 4 to 3.
Oh yeah, 4 to 3.
They'll weigh like 4 or 5 pounds.
Yeah.
And not the behemoths that you're used to. Even a 17-inch one may weigh 5 or 6 pounds. So they're very light.
Yeah, my Asus is not 17-inch. I think it's a 16.9 inch, which is actually kind of interesting. That's 16.9, and it's 16 by 9 ratio. So figure that one out.
And that's because the parts are lighter. The screens have changed from LCD to LED. The LED screens are lighter, thinner, more robust in color.
Actually cheaper.
And cheaper.
They're great for repair.
So advantages to manufacturing has helped prices gone down too. Now with a laptop, the newer trend is the ultra portables. That's something that Intel introduced a couple years ago. Never has hit mainstream yet.
Yeah.
But you definitely do see them out there. Those are those small, thin units that probably weigh 3 or less pounds.
Mm-hmm. The MacBook Air.
Like the MacBook Air actually is what started it. They have no CD-ROMs. They have limited connections. Some don't have Ethernet. Some do.
Some don't have anything. It has Bluetooth and wireless. Just
right.
like on mine, I have to get actually a USB to do wired.
Right. But they're very thin. Batteries typically last 8, 9, 10 hours.
Unless you blow it up. I mean...
Right. But even nowadays and then they have hybrid ultra portables too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like Lenovo's got one that does have, it's a thicker unit, but battery lasts 8 to 10 hours. In fact, I think it's a standby time of 142 days. So
it's a long...
Those are the ultra portables, but to be classified as quote-unquote an ultra-portable, it has to meet the specifications from Intel, which is a certain processor, no CD-ROM, no Ethernet, I think, things like that.
And a certain, has to be plus a certain amount of hours on battery. And
right.
And also, I think it's SSD, too,
and
which we talked about, I think, last week.
Right. They typically have SSD hard drives, which is what really causes the price to go up on an ultra-portable, because they're going to be around $8, $9, at least $1,000.
Mm-hmm. And Jason's computer has been saved, 3 times now because it has an SSD in it?
Right.
Things falling apart and you drop it. It needs some duct tape.
It actually does. So those are your laptop specifications. Some of the fancier ones will have hard drive protection. They'll have spill-resistant keyboards.
Or like there's a Lenovo that actually has baffles in it that actually, as the liquid goes into it, it actually has a little gutter system.
Right.
Bumper chutes.
Bumpers to go in the milk. There's a video on their website that shows the milk pouring out of the bumpers.
It's like, really? Cool, but really?
Right, now the advantage with the desktop, which we can go over after the break, basically are cheaper. You can upgrade it more, but we'll go over that after the break. I'm trying to think of anything else with a laptop. Things that go bad with a laptop would be the hinges on the screen, because you're always opening and shutting it. The jack that you plug it in.
Any one of the jacks, pretty much.
Yep, jacks. Hard drives tend to go on a laptop because they do get kind of hit more, but if you've got an SSD card in there, solid state drive, that won't be an issue, right? But do treat your laptop with if you do get one, or if you have one, do treat it with a little more care, just because it is a little more sensitive to things like that. I mean, for example, that's why there is rubberized feet below the laptop. It's not to look fancy. It's to absorb the impact when you place the laptop down on the counter, the table, or whatever. That's what it's designed for. They do overheat a little more because they've got smaller coolers in there, and obviously there's not as much space in a laptop compared to a desktop. Again, if you've got a laptop with an SSD card in there, that almost is not an issue.
This is true.
Especially if you have a laptop with one of Intel's i-series processors. Those things run so cool that you almost don't need a cooler on it. So
my MacBook Air runs a Core 2 Duo. Gets super hot.
Core 2 Duos did get hot, yes.
And my main computer is an i5, barely gets warm, and it's doing a lot more.
Right.
So we're going to take a break right now. Be right back.
My problem is I've got my pointer in the middle of the screen, and I need to move it to the left, but my mouse is over on the left-hand side of the pad. And if I go any further to the left, it's going to go off the pad. Anyway, if you could give me a call, I'd appreciate it. I'll wait until I hear from you.
some people just can't be helped. For everybody else, there's the Computer Tamers.
Hello?
Your computer running slow? Or maybe you just need a newfangled Windows 7 upgrade. Trust your most important piece of hardware to the software experts at the Computer Tamer. They can even remote into your machine to get it up to speed by removing dangerous viruses and malware. That saves you time, gas, and maybe even your sanity. Get in touch with the Computer Tamers today to discuss customizing a happy computing healthcare solution to meet your own unique needs.
How exactly would I do that?
Log on to thecomputertamers.com.
And .com stands for what again?
The Computer Tamers.
It's a digital world.
We make it easy.
Do you have a small business? Do you have a hobby that you want to share with others? You need your own website. It's not as complicated as you think. A website is much, much more than having a simple Facebook page. You don't own or control what you post on Facebook. Did you know that? With your own website, you control and maintain your own content. It's all yours. We here at Stone Mountain Consultants can help you from the start in creating your own space on the information superhighway. We can help you create your own domain, start up your website. We can even help you maintain it. Call Stone Mountain Consultants at 276-664-1476 or check out our website at smc.io. Again, that's 276-664-1476 or check out our website at smc.io. We'll be more than happy to help.
And welcome back to the Tech Lunch Roundtable. Today is May 2nd, 2012. And we're talking...
13.
Oh, yeah, 2013.
2012. Woo!
We
had a lot of calls to make.
We are talking about buying computers, actually, and buying tablets and smartphones. But I am Jason, and Mish is here as well.
I'm waving.
We are Stone Mountain Consultants, also known as SMC. Our website is smc.io. We kind of did that because StoneMountainConsultants.com was a little too long to type.
Oh, we do own that too.
Yes. But smc.io, we are a computer, basically we are a computer company. We consult with you about networking, website design, email, pretty much everything. We will fix your Xbox, fix your computer, tablet. But email, we support email, and what I mean by that is, a lot of businesses need email, and believe it or not, they still rely on good old Yahoo or Hotmail.
Email, and they're getting on a POP or they're web-based, and they're like, what? I can't send this file.
Too big, or they've lost their email. We've had that happen. So we do a lot of supporting with email, web design. Support web design and web hosting. So if you have any questions, we haven't really been promoting this, but we do have a forum on our website called Tech Talk, which we just started. More than welcome to go over there and click Tech Talk and sign up and join. And if you've got basic questions about computer networking or just computers or technology in general, or questions on the show, just pop on over there. Mish and I are usually over there watching it. Not that busy now, but it is there. You can also join our newsletter. There's links there on our website to join our newsletter, and of course, do ask that if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because what's convenient about that is whether you watch or listen to either one of our shows, as soon as we post that up to YouTube will, of course, email you if you're subscribed to it and let you know when it's available, and you can listen to it on your own time.
How
we call surfing and squatting.
Surfing and
squatting. You know what surfing and squatting means? Do a Google search. Make sure images are off.
Yes.
Anyhow, so our topic is buying a replacement computer or additional computer. Of course, I'm actually doing a Google search on surf and squat right now. Most folks have multiple computers in their...
and it's mostly because they either need it or because, if be honest, and everybody, even people that don't even use computers that much, know that you have to have one. I mean, email, web browsing, coupons, Facebook, whatever. People, if you don't have a computer, you're kind of living in the dark ages. And people will say, "Oh, I need to, send out my resume." You do that through email or Monster.com or whatever, if that still exists.
Right, and that's actually where a computer may be a little better than a tablet. If you say are job searching and doing a web resume, you can kind of do it on a tablet. There is some software for it, but it's just not as easy. Attaching it to an email, searching websites, and again, a lot of websites use Flash, so I think that rolls out on an iPad.
Mm-hmm. And the one thing that about a laptop and desktop that basically kicks have a spot is the fact that you can type, the Windows Surface and even the iPad has a keyboard you can attach, but it is made to type a document from scratch. It also is made to basically do the work. There was back in the olden days when Macs and PCs were completely different. The old adage was a Mac was there for play, and the PC was there to pay for the Mac.
Right, and Macs were used for graphic artists
and people that wanted to make little movies or lolcats or whatever. So it's one of those things is like the actual PC or Windows or the actual desktop/laptop was there to actually make the money so that you could actually play with the other one. And yes, I just put down the Mac. I do own one, but it's running Windows. So, before we went to break, we were going to talk about desktops. What is their advantages and disadvantages? Well, it's not portable, although you can take it with you. It's only about 6 inches wide, maybe 1.5 feet deep by 1.5 feet tall. Not that big, but they still make them little tote things you could carry around with. A desktop allows you to upgrade a lot easier than a laptop. Laptop, you basically are stuck for what hardware you have in there. The only things you can upgrade in a laptop are the hard drive, a little bit of RAM usually, and that's it. Of course, operating system, software-based stuff, but you're stuck to what you got. You can't put a video card in. You can't even change out the motherboard because it is made for that case. Whereas a desktop, you can say you have an old motherboard, but all your stuff is new inside. You can swap out that motherboard and put it on, and you have basically a new computer. And also, they are faster. Okay, they are faster and offer a lot more myriad of things you can do with them. Because you can put in USBs up to yin yang, and you can have about 80 devices, hooked up at once. Extra hard drives, more hard drives inside. It is just innumerable amounts of things you can do with it. Also, because they're sitting on the ground or on the desk or whatever, less likely of having damage actually done to it. Knocking it off the couch or punching your hand straight through the whole machine. That's also one of the disadvantages of laptops is that they are portable. So that means that if you're taking your, and this is going to hurt you, you're taking your computer to work, and you all of a sudden, drop it on the concrete, or you left your computer bag on top of your car, and you forgot, kind of like some people do with their coffee, and you drive off, and all of that. Huh?
I didn't do that.
No, the first one, the concrete.
Yes.
I have never put my computer on top of the car because, I care about my machine. That's why all my stuff lasts forever. But whereas a desktop, you can't really do a lot of that. It is there. It's centralized. And that's kind of like your TV. I mean, your TV doesn't really move. So, I mean, unless you have an iPad with, like Ariel, the one service in New York,
yeah,
that's pretty much it. You're stuck to wherever you are. So, those are the basic advantages and disadvantages to the desktop. Next would be, the reason why you would want a desktop is if you're a gamer, graphic artist, a lot of red cars,
biz designer and AutoCAD,
and the ability to maybe put more RAM in, more hard drive space, or more speed. You could do a myriad of things. You can change out the CD-ROM, where you can't really do that on a laptop. Of course, some don't even have laptop CD-ROMs. So those are the basic things. We'll be right back after these messages.
Email is critical for business. In fact, it's revolutionized the way we conduct business. But when it's not working or optimized, it causes major problems. Did you know that 1/3 of in-house email outages last more than 24 hours? Many businesses say sales numbers are impacted after only 1 hour without email. And today's workforces are more virtual than ever, requiring instant access to email, up-to-date calendars, contacts, and tasks from anywhere at any time. But not all email is worth your time. It's estimated that more than 80% of email is spam. So the question is, are you managing your email, or is your email managing you?
Call the Computer Tamers at 860-456-1310 or visit thecomputertamers.com.
Do you have a small business? Do you have a hobby that you want to share with others? You need your own website. It's not as complicated as you think. A website is much, much more than having a simple Facebook page. You don't own or control what you post on Facebook. Did you know that? With your own website, you control and maintain your own content. It's all yours. We here at Stone Mountain Consultants can help you from the start in creating your own space on the information superhighway. We can help you create your own domain, start up your website. We can even help you maintain it. Call Stone Mountain Consultants at 276-664-1476 or check out our website at smc.io. Again, that's 276-664-1476 or check out our website at smc.io. We'll be more than happy to help.
This is the Tech Lunch Roundtable. Welcome back. Mish and I are finishing up on this hour-long show in our last segment here. And we are talking about buying a computer, which we've already done, a laptop and a desktop.
We kind of hit some points about a tablet we talked about, like, the fact that they don't always have keyboards and whatnot, where you kind of have to type on the screen, which is okay, especially if you're not writing a dissertation. But one of the things about tablets is that they take the portability to the next level. That's why they remove the keyboard. It is just a slate. It's like carrying around a pad and paper, or just a pad part. So it's about a half-inch thick, usually 10-inch screen, usually small, touch screen, and usually you can play games on it. You can play music, kind of stuff you can do on your iPhone. The advantages of it is that it's basically a large iPhone or Android phone or Windows phone or whatever, which means that you can do a lot more things, easy to read, whatnot. The reason why you would want one of these over maybe a laptop or desktop is that you don't do much. You just do email and you just chat with people. You Facebook. You're not really a heavy user, or you're maybe you have a youth, a young person, and these are pretty good as they're not inexpensive. They are almost the same price as a regular computer, because an iPad, a decent one, is like $600, so $400 to $600. So that's basically a laptop right there. What's nice about it is that it's a little more rugged, and you can get infected, but the chances are minimal. So it's more just an appliance. It just turn on, it works, kind of like your mixer. Three major versions or major things out there are the iPad, which is iOS. You have all the 100 billion million versions this week of Android, and you have the Windows Surface, which is currently only made by Microsoft. I think other companies are going to be making it. Doesn't Lenovo have a Windows Surface going to come out? So that's kind of cool. But everybody knows an iPad. The Android one is where most people get slipped up or messed up. Is the fact that they see Jason mentioned talked to me before about the like on QVC you may see this Android for like $100. It's a tablet, super nice and whatnot. A lot of these devices, like we talked about in the news, the Android is free, Android operating system. So anybody and their mother can make a device that runs it. And that means that anybody and their mother can make a crappy device running this operating system. So you could be buying a, like if you bought a Kindle Fire HD, or you bought the Galaxy S tablet, I think that's the one. Those are very expensive. Well, they're expensive, more expensive than a cheapo one, and they're super fast. They're really nice. But whereas the Kindle Fire HD, I think it's like $249, $259, something like that, which is not cheap, but more cheaper than normal tablets. Then you have the the Galaxy S tablets, which are $600-700, but you're buying a really nice device. So you want to be careful what you do get. You want to make sure that it's the latest version of Android, which
do Google search on that. I think it's Ice Cream Sandwich is one of the latest versions.
Yes, I know that's a very late version, but like if it's running like Jelly Bean, you don't want to be running it because that's an old version. There's problems, it's slow, and that's also one thing with these cheap ones are slower than molasses. So
there's this chart. If you do, I'm trying to find the chart. You want anything newer than 4.1 or 4.1 or newer. 4.0 is Ice Cream Sandwich. You can probably get by with a decent older tablet with 4.0, but 4.1 is decent enough. But 4.2 is the latest.
4.2?
4.2, and that came out November of 2012.
So that's kind of old even now.
That's Jelly Bean.
Oh, Jelly Bean. Okay, I had it wrong. I know they're all desserts, which they don't even follow a kind of
There's no
rhyme or reason. Okay, we're just gonna choose ice cream now. Okay, could we start with maybe a candy, then do a candy ice cream type of thing, candy ice cream type of thing,
and that same advice goes for your smartphone.
Correcto.
iOS, Android, with smart Windows. It's not called Surface. It's called Windows Phone 8, I think it is. Or 7.5 or something like that.
7.35151. Build 2.
So the same advice goes with that. Like at the beginning of the show, we had like the Galaxy S phones. They run the latest Android operating system. You want to steer away from those cheap phones. Like I flip over the Home Shopping Network. just to see what they have. I mean, I think
And laugh at them?
They were selling a phone, Android phone, for, I don't know, something like $20 or $30. Running Android, oh, it can do this, it has a camera. But, you know, we knew that was junk. I mean, that probably was, and you can't tell what version of Android it has. So that's a question you want to ask. That's not, they won't mention that, mainly because they probably don't know. But that
Or
is a
it should
question
be a real version. And if it does say the version, that means that it's probably a better device. It's going to say running 4.2, generally being whatever, or it's going to running better 4.0 or better. And most of and like we talked about early on, which we're running out of time, but is that each company makes its own version of it. A lot of these are straight versions of Android, but updates also have to be made by that company. So if you buy a Samsung Galaxy S, it's not coming from Google. So say the latest version of, next version is, I don't know, cotton candy. I don't know if they've made
that might be the next one.
Okay, I'm
not sure, but
okay. So the next version is cotton candy, and it just came out. Well, Samsung just got it, or they got it before, and they won't release it for a while. So you may not have the update for a long time. And a lot of these devices do updates, not major ones, version updates. They'll do version inside, or the you have 4 point whatever. It's the point whatever that they usually update. They usually don't. You won't go from 4.0 to 5.0 because that's usually a major difference.
Right.
iOS does that, but definitely if you do upgrade, back up. But we are out of time, and join us next week. Yeah, week.
Next Thursday at 1 o'clock, Tech Lunch Roundtable.